training camp, get ready for the season, go into the season and play football games. And I don't want to hear it. Everybody here always tries to tell me, Swag, calm down. It's going to get fixed. Don't worry about the contract. This stuff affects the winning. It affects the team and how they actually play football. So I don't want to hear it this year. I've watched them implode. I've watched us lose playoff games. And then we get to the offseason, and guess what we do, Boogie? What's the definition of a damn fool? Doing something over and over again and thinking something is going to change. So here we are again, like last year with CeeDee Lamb, like the year previously with Dak Prescott. Here we are again with the marquee star on the defensive side of the football, and it's going to lead to us having a conversation sometime in November and December about why the hell the Dallas Cowboys not a contender to get into the playoffs.
Okay, so you started out where you weren't losing it, but then you did lose it, which is really what I was waiting for. And I knew we'd get you there, Swagoo. I knew it somehow, some way. Okay, we're going to bring Courtney Cronin and Kevin Clark in here because I want to get y'all's thought on this as well. But first, I do want to show you some of what you heard Adam referencing as well as Marcus referencing there. How about this from CeeDee Lamb? Never fails, dog. Just pay the man what you owe him. No need for the extracurricular. My goodness, you see the teammates posting on X there. Their new profile pictures are Micah Parsons. They're even doing that thing you can do where you said new profile picture so everybody sees it, wow. Right? This is wild. I want to go first to Courtney here on just maybe the distraction side of all of this. I mean, we know the Cowboys are going to have a certain level of distraction every single season, but as Marcus alluded to, they're trying to get ready under a new head coach. How do you think this affects everything going on with the team?
New head coach and a new defensive coordinator. Good point. More on that in a minute, but I need somebody to go to the Cowboys facility and remove every copy of 48 Laws of Power that are in every front office because this is not the way you conduct business. And I know that there is something to be said about Jerry Jones being the GM and owner, and he did it for so long. It's worked because eventually these deals get done. With players in this day and age, in an era of player empowerment, you're seeing it so much more in professional sports, particularly in the NFL. You can't do business this way anymore. It's a bad method, and it creates bad blood within the locker room, within the team. We saw this with CeeDee Lamb, with Dak Prescott, and the statement that Micah Parsons put out, that got really personal. He was talking about Jerry Jones calling him out for his injuries and talking about, well, why would I want to pay a player that's been injured in the certain instances in which he has. He talks about going into Jerry's office to talk about leadership, and all of a sudden a leadership conversation turns into something about negotiations where his agent isn't even present. He's made comments about his agent, David Mulligetta, acting like he has no clue who one of the most powerful agents in sports is. These are all pot shots that could have absolutely been avoided. And Jerry has talked about doing business right. And, I don't mind costing myself more money just as long as we get the deal done. I can remember a time last December, Laura, where Micah Parsons told Todd Archer that there's not much of a difference between $30 and $40 million. They could have done this months ago, right? And smoothed all of this over to the point where you get sports and you get business. You have it's not an issue anymore. But now they've created something, toothpaste is out of the tube. And I don't know how you end up remedying this unless you're going to give him the $43 million bag, which they clearly don't want to do right now.
Yeah, and it just doesn't feel like after a statement like this, to your point, some of the personal shots that have been taken on both sides here, that this is easily rehabbed. The other thing about this, Kevin, and Courtney's alluding to this, yeah. Okay, you draft really well. You develop this player. Yeah. He was already uber talented. Pay him early. Get it done. Why does this happen with the Cowboys?
Why does this happen with the Cowboys? That is a great question, Laura. When I think about the Eagles in that division, they have the best roster in football right now. Howie Roseman said it a couple weeks ago. They do three things. They draft, they develop, they sign. They do all of those things as quickly as they can, and that's the reason they're able to maximize their roster. That's the reason that they have four guys who are being paid as top-tier players who are making as much as the top two players on the Cowboys, because the Cowboys do not maximize their salary cap, okay? That is the way Jerry Jones does business. People say, oh, he's always done this. That's worse, right? That makes it worse. And people say, okay, well, there's an element of professional wrestling. Well, sometimes professional wrestlers get hurt. And that's what happens in these sort of scenarios. You get into a situation where you think we're playing the game, we're just trying to generate headlines. Well, guess who's not trying to play the game? Micah Parsons. He's trying to get paid. He is the type of player where if you lose him, you are looking to replace him for a decade or longer. 25% of the team's pressures last year were from Micah Parsons. By the way, he missed 4 games. That should not be happening. He is their defense. They have to improve in that regard, and they have to have him on the field. This is embarrassing. Every summer we go through something like this. Jerry Jones, I know this sounds crazy, but you got to change a little bit, buddy.
Yeah, Marcus, you know Jerry. I mean, does Jerry like doing this? I know he likes the attention maybe, but this to me is so mind-boggling that you wouldn't just find a way to pay your best player on the team. What do you think just from the personal side of it, right? Because I think that's a big factor here.
Boogie, therein lies the problem. I'm sick of saying it. This is Jerry. This is what he does. This is who he is. We get on this damn TV and we make excuses for dumb decision making, and we've been doing it year after year after year. I'm done with it. I don't need nobody to tell me to calm down. Micah gonna get paid. Don't worry about it. He gonna build it up all the way into the offseason. The problem is there are ramifications for that. It's not just about Micah getting paid. It's team chemistry. It's camaraderie. It's a locker room with their guy. One of the mantelpieces of what this football team is going to have success with if they get him in the locker room. And I'm gonna tell you this, I feel like this, man, and as much as it hurts me to say this, because I don't want to see Micah in another uniform, somebody gotta stand on business. One of these players got to stand on business and finally say, nah, I ain't gonna conduct business this way. You're not doing right by me. Like these other franchises that we looking at paying these guys and getting negotiations done and deals done. And one thing I want to reiterate before we leave, in that what Michael wrote, he called Jerry Jones a snake. I don't know if anybody interpreted it that way, but he said we had a meeting and he left as if we were negotiating a deal without talking to my agent. He said, you tried to snake me. He didn't say that verbatim, but that is what I contextualized when Jerry supposedly thought that they had a negotiation done or they started to negotiate. So if Micah is dug in, kudos to you, bro. I hate to see you go. I would love for you to be a Dallas Cowboy as long as possible because you're a phenomenal player. But at some point, Jerry and Steven is going to mess with the wrong one, and they're going to stand on business for real and not show up to play games. Now, everybody, money is going to fix it, and eventually he'll break. Maybe that's the case. Maybe Micah Parsons is doing this for a negotiating tactic. But if he's not, I'm telling y'all right now, I'm in Dallas. These fans acted a fool with the Dallas Mavericks when Luka Doncic was let go because they thought that was the face of their franchise. This is an inflection point for the Dallas Cowboys, their business practices, and how they've been doing things. If this young man decide, I'm going to be that one player that don't just go with the regular rigmarole and accept the contract and go back and play with the Cowboys, I'm going to request a trade and stand on it until they make a move to move me out of the way.
Just because you pay someone's salary doesn't mean you get to treat people like commodities. And I feel like that's the lesson we have learned time and time and time again from the way the Dallas Cowboys do business. And think about what Jerry Jones just did this offseason. Brand new coaching staff. What is this doing to Brian Schottenheimer? What is this doing to Matt Eberflus? Matt Eberflus has said, Mike is a premier pass rusher. We're going to